Crazy. We're actually this podcast for the audio listeners, it's going to be releasing on this Sunday, but we're actually recording it on Valentine's Day evening. And you know why that is, Buck?
Why is that?
Is because nobody in their right mind would go on a Valentine's Day date with any of these ugly, fat fucks like you and me.
That's true.
Yeah. So welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. As always, I am your host, your number one host, Chadley J. Fox, with my generous assistant / co-host Buck Hollywood Leduc.
Yeah, you're definitely the co-host.
Well, I'm definitely not the one running the show. That's for sure. You wouldn't want that. That's the thing. Is that like sometimes I've offered to be like, hey man, can I be more involved? And you're like, no, I do not. You're gonna fuck it up for sure. I do not want that. Well,
that's not necessarily how that goes down. It's usually like, yeah, you need to do this, and then you don't do it. I'm like, I guess I'll do it.
I'm glad I participate though. In some way.
I'm not glad.
I show up.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. I don't think we've missed a week in like a year now. Oh. I'm afraid.
Why don't you play us something, baby?
Start? I don't feel so good.
You can practically see it from here.
What?
Don't do the Batman voice. I find that very scary when you do that. I do not like that. Please don't do it again. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. We do have a podcast robot around here. So has he malfunctioned yet?
No, sir.
Which is so crazy because we do no maintenance.
Hey,
on him.
Chadley.
Oh, hi,
It's
Podcast.
me, Podcast Bot.
Where the fuck did you come from, dude?
I popped up with the third mic.
Yeah, I know you got the third mic, but where the fuck? You weren't there 3 seconds ago.
Popped up with the third mic, and now I know you're concerned about my health. But
Very
here's
concerned.
the thing. When you fuck me, Chadley, that's the lube.
Allegedly.
That's the lube that keeps me alive.
Allegedly. This is all alleged.
That's why I was in prime condition at Bryan Singer's boy parties.
Yeah, that's true. He was in very good condition at the Bryan Singer
Yeah,
boy
he
parties.
was.
We actually almost ruined him, to be honest, by taking him away.
Yeah, it seems like it's been hurting him.
Yeah, I'm really helping him, to be honest, by fucking him, allegedly. Podcast Bot 5000. What exactly is it that we're supposed to be talking about on this episode?
Well, here's the thing, Chadley. We're on the road to the freeway to
Holy
the road
fuck.
to the freeway to the Oscars, and it feels like it simply will never end.
I am so excited that this week and next week is it, because this freeway to the Oscars has been fucking. I don't even want to do it next year, to be honest. I simply.
Oh, you get to.
I simply do not want to do it. I know I get to. I understand the parameters of my job, but I do not want to do it.
So this week you're watching at Eternity's Gate and HALE County this evening.
Yep, that's one of the movies. Yep.
Those are the Oscars. And then you're also watching Liam Neeson's Cold Pursuit.
Yeah, we were supposed to watch Lego Movie 2, but we went and saw.
I don't know
Cold
about the scheduling. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's allegedly you were going to see the Lego Movie.
But we went to see Cold Pursuit this week, and we're like, we'll talk about it next week. And seconds after walking out of that, it's like, we cannot wait a week to talk about such a
Absolutely
thing.
not.
Yeah, absolutely, we cannot wait a week.
And then lastly, the Predator retrospective continues with Predators. Adrian Brody, he's a stick figure man, and I fucked up.
Why is he so thin? That actually doesn't surprise me at all. But why is he so thin?
I don't know.
It's really
It's
confusing.
not convincing though.
Hey, Podcast Bot 5000. Are we also counting down our top 5 favorite scenes of the year?
Yeah, I guess that's on the schedule. Probably. I don't.
Do you know how to read Podcast Bot 5000? I don't. So I won't
can't read.
Okay, all right. Move along there, Podcast Bot 5000. Shall we open up with a little bit of Liam Neeson?
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, before we get into the actual movie, I think we should talk about Liam Neeson a little bit right now, because he's got himself in a bit of hot water right now.
Yeah.
So Liam Neeson, what a fool. What an absolute fool. He's made a foolish thing. He's made a foolish decision. So he was on some talk show host this past week, and he was talking about
It wasn't
how...
a talk show. It was a junket interview for this movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like some radio show, right?
No, it was just like one of those like
Oh,
YouTube junkets. It was a junket.
Okay.
It's a press junket.
So he's doing a press junket for Cold Pursuit, and he's talking about like revenge movies, and someone's like, "Oh, you ever feel revenge?" He's like, "When I was in the 70s, my friend told me that she got raped by a black man," and it's like, okay, I'm glad you included that information, but let's see where you go with this. And he's like, "I was so angry that I walked around with a gun, and hoping that some black bastard would come out and try and murder
See,
me
the problem
so I could
with
kill him."
the problem with this is I don't think he's actually racist because
I don't think it's an admission of guilt, is what it is.
And
It's
at the end, he says, "I was foolish. It was bad that I was thinking that way." But that's the part that got cut out of all of the clickbait headlines.
Yeah, because
like people just kept saying "black bastard," and it's like, yeah, don't say that. Probably.
yeah, because like here's the thing is that I'm sort of on his side, but also sort of not, because I think he's an idiot for saying what he said, but I don't think that he's racist. I think it was an admission of guilt, and he brought that information out at the exact wrong time. Like he brought it out at a time that he wasn't able to really explain what he meant. But more importantly, the reason I think he's an idiot is, hey, don't say black bastard. In fact, don't even mention that he's black. Maybe say, "I was walking around on the street waiting for some rapist to try and attack me so I could kill him."
Sure.
Because guess what?
Then I'm on your side.
Yeah, nobody's going to be like, "Oh, Liam Neeson hates rapists."
But one
no.
thing we do know for sure is Liam Neeson is in fact the only person in Hollywood that is anti-rape.
Yeah, that is very true. We know that now. But we also know that he is maybe racist.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, but yeah. So it's just I want to just get past that, because I know a lot of people are like, "I won't even fucking see the movie now," and it's like,
Here's the thing though. Cold Pursuit is in fact racist. It's the most racist movie I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, but that's not Liam Neeson's fault. I think that's the screenwriter's fault.
But he's in it.
Yeah, he is.
He read the script and he's like, "That seems okay.
That's I'm in. That sounds like my sort of thing."
All set.
So I'm gonna just punch down the gates here. Cold Pursuit's the worst thing we've seen since Venom.
Oh god, this movie's so bad.
It's really, really bad. Now, of course, we've seen all these Liam Neeson movies, and they're usually like 2 to 3 star
2 to 3.
affairs.
That's the range she sticks in.
Yeah, that's totally.
This is like maybe the worst movie I've ever seen.
It's really, really awful. Here's the thing, though, is that was this a shoestring budget? Like, it must have been, right?
Yeah, it was low budget.
Because every time they drive into that shitty fake green screen of Denver
green screen, yeah.
yeah. Oh boy, that looks bad.
I do remember you laughing every time it came up.
Yeah, because it was funny.
Because this movie is kind of a comedy.
It's kind of a comedy,
but we were not laughing at any of the jokes. We were laughing at how bad this movie is.
The jokes don't land, because the jokes fall under like one of two categories. Number one, it's just racist.
Yeah, this movie is so racist. Or I don't even want to beat around the bush saying, like in your review, that this movie is racially insensitive. It's racist. If those were black people instead of Native Americans, and they just were throwing around like they're throwing around the N-word, like they're throwing around Indian.
Yeah,
they're doing like drinking jokes, like they were doing like watermelon jokes with black people, dude. It's the same thing. This movie is incredibly racist.
Dude, it's shot like, look, Ridiculous 6 seems wildly tolerant now. Now that
I'm actually I just watched a doc on Native American filmmaking in Canada, and they were talking about like how they've been so misrepresented in film,
and this
is the worst offender of all. It's like I guess they're happy they're working, but how the fuck did they agree to this?
Yeah, I can't as a like if I were a Native Canadian person and I read this script, there's no way I would be
absolutely
even close to saying yes to this fucking bullshit. But I mean, I get like it's an opportunity to work on like a big budget like Hollywood movie with Liam Neeson, right? Like, and
it's
I
not
bet
big budget.
Yeah, well, I mean. A Hollywood movie with Liam Neeson.
Sure,
this
millions of dollars.
Fucking wide release.
Millions of dollars for sure, but it's not like more than 20.
Yeah, but like man, and here's the weird thing about this is that this movie doesn't get racist until like the hour mark, so it tricks you into it. It tricks you into being a part of the racism, because like the first hour is like. I don't want to say passable because it's not good because it's like as I was saying earlier, like it's half of it's racist jokes and the other half is jokes that are almost not jokes. So it's like you're not sure if it's even a joke.
I don't even know like that. Is that just like maybe the translation from Norwegian or something?
Yeah. Well, was this Norwegian, right?
Yeah.
Or was it Swedish? Something like that.
I think
Anyway,
it's Norwegian.
Yeah. So like you take this Norwegian movie. This is actually a remake of a Norwegian movie starring Stellan Skarsgård, actually.
Yeah.
Who we love.
I bet it's good.
I bet you the Norwegian one's better. It's gotta be better because nothing could be worse than this.
Be worse.
A lot of people in my life
It was good
yeah.
enough that they made an American remake.
Yeah, a lot of people in my life will poke fun at me because they know how viciously and like aggressively I hate the movie Venom.
Yeah.
And this week somebody sent me a Snapchat and it was like, your favorite movie, and there was a heart around a Venom DVD at a Walmart, and I just texted back and I'm like, Venom doesn't seem so bad now.
Yeah, Venom seems all right now. At least that's a story.
Yeah.
A bad story.
A really bad story, quite bad. But this one has a story too, but it's piss poor. It's bottom of the barrel.
It's also just like so much loose ends. Like,
Yeah.
just shit just starts happening.
Hey, Laura Dern, what does your character do in this?
Where you go?
She's in the first 20 minutes of the movie, and then she just
Laura Dern,
not in movie.
you don't deserve. You need a new agent, unfortunately. I can't believe I have to tell this to Laura Dern.
I can't believe I have to say that.
Agent.
Laura Dern, how did the same agent who got you into a Star Wars movie get you into this?
No. That's what I'm saying. She shouldn't have been in that either. Because that was also a character that was there for 20 minutes and then left.
Yeah, that's very true, actually. Oh, man. She's in this movie, and then she's just gone. And then it's really just Liam Neeson. And then
doing Liam Neeson stuff. But what's funny about this, I think you actually mentioned this, and I laughed really hard at it, but it's a parody of Liam Neeson movies starring Liam Neeson.
Yeah, it is.
It's the funniest thing I've ever heard.
It is absolutely like a parody on like this shit that we've been seeing, the Run All Night. What was the one that came out last year with the train? Yeah, the Commuter. Run All Night, the Commuter. This is like parody of
Wom Collette.
Which one? Oh, yeah. That one? What's it called?
Wom Collette.
I don't think I've seen that one.
He's the director of all of those movies.
Wom Collette. Okay, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Wom Collette, Sarah?
I thought that was the name of a movie. I got confused there.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. Or even like a parody of Taken, like the Taken movies. Like it's very reminiscent of that, but it's got like this little humor pushed in, but none of it's funny. Absolutely zero of it's funny.
No, it's not funny.
But then this movie does the cardinal sin, and God, I think we talked about this last week with the AVP Requiem. 10,000 fucking characters that all do nothing.
Also,
many characters that do nothing.
Also, it's 2 hours. If you could just stop yelling maybe so much because it's midnight and I'm going to get kicked out of my apartment.
Oh, true. I apologize. But yeah, there's so many motherfucking characters in this movie, and they all do absolutely like. There's like the bald guy.
It's really crazy, and then they even do a bit where every time a character dies, they put it on screen.
Yeah, it's Tarantino.
The whole movie is Tarantino exploitation. Like,
yeah.
What was that movie with three kills that night?
Oh yeah,
that
the
Australian movie?
Simon Pegg movie.
Yeah, that Simon Pegg movie.
Kill Me Three Times.
Kill Me Three Times, or like even like oh no, I was Seven
gonna say
Psychopaths,
Seven
and
Psychopaths,
what's that other one that guy made? Three Billboards. It's even those are kind of like Tarantino exploitation type movies.
Yeah, but that shit
good.
done well. Yeah,
they're good, but it's not always done well.
You know what? I don't hate Kill Me Three Times. I think it's okay.
No, you hate that movie.
I don't recall. Actually.
You thrashed that movie.
Oh right, because that's the same movie where they play the same movie 3 times because the movie's actually 40 minutes, but they make it 2 hours by playing the same movie 3 times. Right? Yeah, that movie is bad. I take it back. But this one is just like it's copying Tarantino's style with absolutely zero of the finesse.
Yeah, Tarantino kind of Coen Brothers type.
Yeah.
Vibe.
Yeah, it's definitely there's a Fargo-esque No Country for Old Men vibe here. But here's the biggest problem with this movie, and I say biggest problem as if this movie doesn't have 10,000 problems. The villain is horrible.
The cartoon villain. It makes the villains in Rampage look nuanced.
Yeah, the villain in this movie is such a schemy bastard. Like he'll walk around and be like, yes, we'll take all the money out of him, and then what'll we do? we'll kill him. And
Oh God, you're twisting both of his mustaches.
He twists both ends of the mustache. Like, he's such a fuckface. He's like, yeah, we'll give you the money before we kill you. Blah, 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 blah. Like, and the actor who plays him is
He's
fucking
terrible,
bad,
dude. He's so bad.
He's so bad. And then, like, because, like, this movie is really weird because, like, the first, like, 30 minutes is promising at least. Because, like, the first 30 minutes is, like, Liam Neeson tracking down, like, moving up the ladder, killing people who had to do with his son's death.
Sure, but eventually that gets just so repetitive.
Yeah.
He's like, who?
And the
who's
screenwriters
your
must have known
boss? And then he punches him in the mouth, and there's just blood everywhere.
Yeah. And then, like, because, like, they must have known that, right?
Yeah.
They must have known. The screenwriters must have been like, okay, this is getting repetitive. We can't just have
But I
it be
also
this.
think it's part of the bit because they do put the tombstone up every kill.
Yeah, every kill.
And they
that
show him
Liam
throwing
Neeson
him in
does.
the river.
Yeah. And then, and like, it's always, I kind of like the music, though, in this movie. Like, it's got, like, that sort of, like, fiddle music going
It's
on.
fun.
Yeah, it's
That's
a little fun. But then, like, after the screenwriters realized, okay, this is getting repetitive. We're 40 minutes into this movie. What else can we do? And it's like, let's say Indian for the rest of the movie. Let's basically just have somebody say Indian for the rest of the movie.
Every time they just started doing like a myriad of racist jokes, I was just like, yuck. And then there were just like
It's
people laughing it up.
Dude, yeah, the white people in this crowd were loving it, dude.
God, there's people in the crowd that were like, and then like when there's that random thread where two of the guys are gay and they kiss.
Yeah.
And so people are like, ew. I'm like,
yeah.
these, is there like a large contingent of conservatives watching this movie? Because we should eat them.
It's either they're conservatives or they're all in 7th grade. I can't figure out which it is.
There was a lot of kids there.
Yeah.
It wasn't that late
But
of
yeah,
a screening.
seriously,
but
there's a gay kiss in this movie, and we did hear the people behind us go, ew. And I turned to you, and I was like, what the fuck?
what's wrong with these people? And also, I mean, doesn't really make sense in context of the movie, but it I guess it is a joke.
I heard somebody back there clap at one of the racist jokes, like he was laughing so hard, he's like,
Yeah, that was, I think that was the one about the reservation.
Yeah, oh yeah, that one.
Oh my God, dude.
Where the lady's like, do you have a reservation? He's like, oh, what, are you saying I should go back to the reservation? Hey, that's racist. You can't put the, hey, you know what's crazy? As a white person wrote that in the script.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Well, I'm thinking maybe since it's a Norwegian person, they don't quite understand the context of what they were writing, but someone along the way should have been like, what the fuck are you doing? Stop saying that they drink mouthwash so much.
Yeah. Like, look, here's the thing. Somebody who spoke English as their first language had to have read this script.
I don't even think like large portions of America is going to understand how racist this is.
Yeah.
As someone who's grown up in Canada with a large Native American population, this movie is everything you would never say out loud.
Yeah, absolutely. And in a bad way. Like, it's
In
not
a
even
terrible
It's not
way.
even like biting satire. It's truly just insensitive.
It's horrific,
Yeah.
dude. It's literally horrific. Like I was so fucking offended by this movie.
And the screenwriters clearly thought that this was so great because they all but abandoned the Liam Neeson plotline at that point to make racist jokes for an hour. He's barely in the last hour of the movie because they forgot that he was in it. They forgot that this character was in it at all, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we gotta have him. I don't know, have him fucking buff fuck a kid. I don't know, just do whatever you need."
Yeah, have Liam Neeson kidnap his son and then fuck him.
Maybe.
I don't know. It faded to black.
Yeah, as they
this movie fades to black at the weirdest times.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it does.
Fucking terribly edited.
Yeah.
Oh God, dude. I'm flabbergasted this got greenlit, to be honest.
I'm flabbergasted it got greenlit, but like I'm even more flabbergasted it got released at all. Like like to be honest, like this had to have been seen by a test audience, and somebody has to have been like, "Yeah, all right, that's good. Put it out." So, like somebody saw this before it was released. One person. That's all it takes is one person to see this, and I couldn't see anyone in their right mind saying, "Yep, that's good. Put it out. Let's make the money back."
I don't know.
Discard this. Please discard this incredulous pile of shit. It is one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Dude.
Yeah, it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
I would have walked.
Yeah.
If I didn't have to review it for this show, like 15 Native Americans drink
mouthwash
jokes, I would have walked.
Yeah,
because I can't deal with that.
We were very close. I don't know if you saw, but like half an hour to the end, I started putting on my jacket.
I did notice that
because I was really having none
there
of it.
There was like 10 times where I'm like, dude, I can't watch any more of this.
it's so long.
2 hours,
and it doesn't feel like 2 hours. It feels like 3 times the length of a Tarantino film. It's crazy long.
God, never make this.
Yeah, and then the movie doesn't end, by the way. There's no ending to this movie, so if you do decide to walk, don't worry, you're not missing anything because it doesn't end.
Yeah.
It straight up doesn't have an ending.
Well, he kills pretty much everybody and then drives off.
Yeah, well, sort of. Other people kill him, everybody, and then Liam Neeson just takes all the credit because he's still there.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, here's the thing. You know what? I'm looking right into the camera right now. Here's what I'm gonna say. You ready for it?
YouTube.com/
Everyone dies. Everyone dies except for Liam Neeson, and then he drives away with the Native American guy. Him and the Native American guy drive away, and then there's a guy on a parachute, and who's been on the parachute for like 3 days for some reason.
And that's a bit that they were doing earlier.
Yeah,
guy on a parachute.
Yeah, the guy on a parachute. Not a joke, but then
it's a bit.
And
for
then
sure a bit though.
He gets sucked into like the snow plow. And he gets shot out the snowplow, and then it cuts to credits. That's the end of the film, because now I'm just saying this so that you don't have to subject yourself to this fucking filth. Like, you don't have to feel like you have to subject yourself to such a terrible piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this
half
is
star.
This is half star. This is
easiest half star I've ever given.
Yeah, pretty easy.
There was no other rating it could have had.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I'm
coveted half star.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna throw out at least one more half star this week, and it feels really rude to like even compare it to Cold Pursuit, because this movie's below half star.
Yeah,
this is Venom level garbage. Although if you like Venom, you might like Cold Pursuit.
If you're a fucking idiot, then yeah.
If you hate film and you hate Native Americans, you piece of shit, don't watch Cold Pursuit. It's fucking garbage. Ugh. It's absolutely.
I can't believe Liam Neeson did me this dirty.
Yeah, I know. Usually he's a 2 to 3 man.
He's a 2-star man.
Yeah,
living in a 3-star world.
I'm perfectly fine with that.
That's what I'm looking for.
But god damn, there has to be like a certain amount of shame that he feels for this.
This is a podcast that was built on Liam Neeson movies.
Yeah, that's correct.
This is a podcast that's completely been built on talking about the gray.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let's talk about Predators.
All right.
Yeah, let's talk about Predators. So Predators, here's the thing. This is what, the 5th Predator movie we watched?
Yeah.
Can we just not catch a fucking break? Like, can we just not catch?
I like this one more than the other 3 that were 1 stars.
Yeah, can we? Yeah, I don't.
I like the concept of this one. Okay,
this is better than Dash Requiem, but
yeah,
the concept is okay, but they do nothing with it.
That's true. And then the biggest problem really is you're casting Adrian Brody.
Oh, and begging him to do a solid Snake impression.
Yeah, basically.
Hi, my name's Adrian Brody.
Okay, you're just screaming now. Okay. And the thing about this is when you have Arnold Schwarzenegger fighting a predator,
yeah,
fine. They're the same size. You think this little stick person, the pianist stick person can fight a predator? No.
He's got a cool guy voice, though.
But one thing I do like about this movie quite a lot is all the supporting cast is a who's who of famous people that are famous now, not at the time.
But they weren't dead. Yeah, like Mahershala Ali, who's just in it for, and he's the first one to die. Walton Goggins, Danny Trejo, even Topher Grace. Although Topher was famous.
Topher was on the come down at this point. Yeah. But it's mostly a who's who of famous people that are now famous. Mahershala Ali, another person. Find a new agent.
Yeah,
find a new agent.
Find a new agent, because if he's setting you up for Predators,
he's also
and Green Book.
Green Book, Alita Battle Angel. I haven't seen it, but I know he's great in it.
But
the movie is bad. Have not seen it yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Mahershala.
We'll get to it.
Mahershala. Find a new agent.
Yeah, you absolutely must find a new agent.
I'm begging you.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be in more Barry Jenkins shit or find new agent.
And then Topher Grace and they all like just sort like the first like 20 minutes
Larry
is them
Fishburne.
just like, Larry. Oh, we'll talk about Larry Fishburne
we'll get
in a
to
little
Larry.
bit because I'm super pissed about Larry Fishburne being like in this movie at all. But it's so crazy in this movie that because like the first 20 minutes is them just collecting people.
Yeah.
It's them just walking around collecting people.
Because the concept of this one is it's kind of like a game of death type one.
Yeah, almost like a Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's
or
like
something.
a Hunger Games type where they're dropped into this Valverde simulation.
Yeah, the Valverde planet.
They're dropped onto Valverde planet, and they don't know they're on a planet, though. They think they're in some sort of jungle.
Yeah.
And they don't know how they got there.
They eventually figure it out.
They do figure it out, but I'm not at that point yet.
Yeah.
So you can skip ahead if you want, I guess. But I do like the concept of there being a predator planet because that's fun.
Yeah, because there must be, right?
Where they collect people to fight.
Yeah.
To hunt because it's the greatest. It's the greatest game of. It's the greatest game of all.
It's a planet completely covered in Valverde.
Yeah, dude, it's heaven.
Yeah,
It's heaven for a predator.
Yeah, absolutely. Predators love
The only
Valverde.
problem is don't got anything to hunt, and you got to find the greatest game of all, human.
Yeah, and then they just drop them onto the planet. Look, in concept, that's so great.
But like this is the thing with these movies is like AVP is great concept.
yeah, of
fucked
course
it
is.
up.
Yeah, they fucked it up.
Predator Valverde planet, great concept. Fucked it up.
Here's the Here's the biggest problem is that the dialogue in this movie feels like it was written by a 5-year-old.
Wow.
By a 5-year-old who is writing it in a fucking comic book
With crayon.
Yeah, with fucking crayon. Like some of my favorite lines is when people are like, "We must stick together," and Adrian Brody's like, "I work alone," and it's like, okay, who wrote this? Who fucking wrote this?
I'm a lone wolf, and then a predator dog shows up, dude. Yo, we were making fun of Hulk dogs, but predator dogs? Come on.
They're way worse. Dude.
They're a lot worse.
And then, like after they're fighting the predator dogs, there's that whole scene, and Larry Fishburne just rolls.
Yeah,
up.
Larry shows up.
He just rolls
And
up.
he's like, I've been here for 17, 18 seasons.
And I'll never in a million years forget Larry Fishburne's first line of dialogue in this movie because it's the most baffling and misplaced thing I've ever seen. Yeah. He hasn't said one word to these people. They haven't said one word to him. He's wearing a Predator helmet for some reason. He's wearing a Predator helmet that he must have like stolen from someone else. And then he takes off the Predator helmet. He looks Adrian Brody in the eyes and goes, "I'm alive." What? You're what now? I'm alive. That's exactly how he says it too. I'm alive.
That's actually a pretty good Larry Fishburne impression.
What the fuck does that even mean? And why in God's name would anybody even say it? That's fucking preposterous. It's so crazy. And then he continues to have like this horrifically shitty dialogue. It's almost like the 5-year-old was too busy for the day, so he got his 3-year-old brother to write all of Larry Fishburne's lines.
Yeah, Larry Fishburne out here in a different movie that's already like it's already a stupid movie, and he's in like a different one.
Yeah, and he's in it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, he's not in it for very long.
He's in it for 5 minutes, and then
It's almost like nobody's in it for very long besides Adrian Brody.
yeah, like Trejo dies pretty quickly.
Trejo dies.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali's in it for 5 minutes.
He's beefy in this movie though.
Yeah, well, is he beefy or is he fat?
He's fat. And that's what I mean by beefy.
Oh, I thought you meant like he was beefed up. Like
no,
he was
wasn't beefed
shredded.
up. He was fat, and now
Yeah.
he's so skinny. So I don't understand how that happened.
Yeah, he's weirdly skinny now. Yeah. When I first saw his name in the credits, I was like, "Oh, that's neat." And then he rolled up, and I was like,
Barely looks like it. Barely looks like him.
"Yeah, it doesn't look like
He's
him
got
at all."
a
I would
fat
argue.
head, dude.
Yeah, and then Goggins is in it. Oh, also, fun fact for you, because this is the most 2010 thing I've ever seen. There's a part of this movie where Walton Goggins calls a predator, I quote, "space faggot," which is the most 2010
No, that's
thing.
not even like that's like a 90s thing.
Yeah, that might have been inappropriate for 2010 now that I
That's
really
fucked
consider
up for 2010.
Oh man.
If you watch like a 90s movie, and they even say it a lot in like the first Predator, right? Doesn't I think what's that guy? Jesse Ventura just like can't stop saying it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh god, Jesse Ventura in the first Predator. But like that's the same sort of thing, but in Goggins? 2010?
Come on, Goggins.
I just cannot allow it.
That's simply not allowed.
There's also like that scene where I forget who it is. Oh, it's like that Russian guy who doesn't really do anything. Olgog
right.
Tretulov or whatever his name is, and he
I actually kind of like that guy.
yeah, I kind of like that guy too. He pulls off that explosion in that, and it's the shittiest looking and sounding explosion in any movie.
See, yeah. The special effects are horrific. The thing about this is like the whole supporting cast is like pretty good. They just don't do anything with them.
Absolutely.
They're just fodder for death. But it's like, have them do something.
Yeah, and you know what I think? I like Alice Braga too. I think she's pretty good.
Yeah, she's not bad.
She's not bad. It's just like it's so crazy. It's so crazy that you look at this cast and you're like, well, Adrian Brody's clearly the best actor.
No,
not in this.
not in this.
He doesn't even want to act in
It's
this.
like his eyes barely open.
Yeah, he's not interested in being in this movie.
Might as well hire David Hayter if you're just gonna have this.
Yeah, David fucking Hayter, dude. God damn, no.
See that David Hayter was in a shooting at Netflix.
Yeah, I did see that actually. Yeah, and then he tweeted a joke about it, and I'm like, that's not.
He was tweeting jokes about a shooting while he was in a shooting,
which is kind of a baller move, but also
pretty baller move. To be honest,
what do you do? Go back to writing screenplays for Bryan Singer the Rapist, you piece of shit.
Yeah, David Hayter definitely attended a Bryan Singer boy party.
He's been. Here's the thing about David Hayter though, is that I don't want to know what he's doing at Netflix because it can not be good. He can be up to no good if he's at Netflix.
That's the problem with Netflix is they let you run wild, and we can't have these people running wild.
Yeah, David Hayter directed one movie, and it's fucking horrendous. It's so bad. Yeah, it's like some werewolf movie that David Hayter directed.
Didn't see it.
It's fucking horrific. But hey, make screenplay. Hey, remember when David Hayter wrote the screenplay for Watchmen and was just word for word comic book?
No, he changed the ending. It's like
there's no squid. Yeah, because he's a coward.
Yeah, he is a coward. It's like that. Sure, you can take my homework, but changed a little meme.
Yeah. Exactly. Anyway, back to Predators. And so, like, by the end of the movie, like, I would say within an hour of the movie starting, it's really just about Adrian Brody, Alice Braga, and Topher Grace at that point. Like, those are the only three people who are left.
Topher fucking going hard in this movie, though.
Yeah, Topher is going fucking... And you know what? I kind of like Topher.
He's good.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I like Topher, dude.
I like Topher until he reveals that he's the bad guy, and then he stops acting. Yeah, it's really, really crazy. And then like right when you think that everything is lost and everyone's gonna die, Adrian Brody pokes his head around the corner. He's like, "I came back for you," and it's like, fuck Christ. It's such a shitty piece of garbage. We can't catch a break with these movies.
No.
The Predators, by the way, those Predators, you know how like they look with like the prongs with their masks off? That's what me and Buck LeDuc look like for all our audio listeners. That is what we look like.
Head on over to punchnerds.com and you can see the video of every episode.
Every time this movie feels like it's going somewhere, they abruptly stop going anywhere with it. Like especially like that one part.
It's certainly aimless. They're just wandering around Valverde player.
Yeah, they're wandering around Valverde, and then Adrian Brody's like, I'm going to be friends with this Predator.
I'm surprised they didn't set up a podcast studio in Lawrence Fishburne's base, dude. Yeah. Valverde Studio.
Yeah. And then like this is Valverde Studio. And then
I don't claim lay to that. I know John Gabris already has Valverde Studio.
He frees the Predator prisoner and is like, we're going to be friends now. And then him and the Predator become friends, which we talked about as AVP. You know, I hate this shit.
Yeah.
When they become friends with the Predator.
God. Why? Why are they friends with the Predator?
Yeah. And then guess what happened? Die immediately.
Predator rip you apart.
Yeah. Just dies immediately.
Predator
it's like,
fry your dick up with eggs.
Because he says he wants to become friends with the Predator because he needs somebody who can fly the ship. Okay, that makes sense. And then Predator die immediately? Is that just so they didn't have to end the movie at an hour and 15-minute mark? Like,
I guess.
Because then the rest of the movie is unwatchable.
Oh, when they get on the spaceship?
Yeah, they get on the... I was so pissed. I think I texted you. I'm like, oh my fucking God, they're on this spaceship again. But then they don't even get on the spaceship. Like, they go to the spaceship, they get on the spaceship, and then they just hop off.
Right.
And then Adrian Brody sets up, like, that booby trap. Mm-hmm. And then here's the problem with this movie, is that Adrian Brody's like, I know how I can get this Predator. And he sets all these fires, right? He sets all these fires because they...
Burn up Valverde.
Yeah, because the Predators only see in heat signatures,
and
right?
How did they figure that out exactly?
Exactly. How the fuck does he know that? How could he possibly be able to comprehend that? Because given his tactic, he would have to know that for sure.
Right.
That would have to be a fact. But how the fuck do you know that?
Did Fishburne mention it or something?
No, I'm pretty sure he didn't.
I don't think he did.
No, he definitely didn't. And then, and then there's like that final fight between Adrian Brody and the Predator, which means nothing, by the way, because it wouldn't have gone that way.
Adrian Brody, how are you so strong? That's a Predator. I don't believe it.
Yeah. There's also a Yakuza guy who's in this movie who doesn't do anything.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you Brock Lesnar? No, you can't fight a Predator then.
Oh, man.
Brock Lesnar's the only person I would trust to fight a Predator.
Yeah, this almost like, and there's even parts of this where they're like finding the booby traps where I'm like, is this Valverde from the first movie? Like, are these the things that Schwarzenegger still left up? But don't worry, because that would be interesting. Don't worry, that would be interesting. Fucked it up anyways.
Yeah.
They fucked it up by making it weird fucking Hunger Games planet, which is a great concept. God damn,
Good idea. Because you could have made 3 or 4.
Yeah,
you could make 3 or 4 of these bad boys if you flesh that out a little bit.
Yeah, and then find out who's like behind dropping the people.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, perfect. It turns out it's fucking Donald Sutherland in a wheelchair.
Don't let Ridley Scott hear this. He's salivating.
Yeah. Ridley Scott is. Oh God,
he loves the origin story.
Yeah, and so
much that he wants to make 6 more.
And so then, he's not making 6 more alien movies.
No, he will die soon.
Yeah, he's gonna be dead before he does that because he keeps also doing weird dramas as well.
Right.
And so then, oh my God, this movie is fucking dumb. Fucking Alice Braga and Adrian Brody are the only ones left because they kill Topher Grace because he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
And there is one thing I love about this movie, and that's Topher Grace thinks he's a predator, and that's pretty funny. He's like, at home, I'm a freak. Here, I'm a monster like them. What the fuck are you talking about?
Excuse me, sir.
Are you in the right movie?
Excuse me, sir. Are you Venom?
Hey, Topher Grace, are you reading the right lines? Is this from a different screenplay that you have? Oh, man. And then Adrian Brody looks at Alice Braga. By the way, the ship has exploded at this point. There's no more ships. There's no way to get off this planet. Adrian Brody turns around and is like, let's find out how to get the fuck off this planet.
Right,
Credits.
no ending. Yeah, no ending. I know you don't like that.
Well, it's not that I don't like that. It's just like there's nothing. There's nothing you can do. What are you talking about? Like there's no way to get off the planet. So figure out something else, you fucking guys, because you're not making more of this. There's no way. This movie bombed hard.
Yeah, I saw it though.
Yeah, I know you did. I actually remember you inviting me to go see it, and I was like, "Nah, that ain't me, player."
You would have had a good time.
Yeah. Well, no, I think I made the right choice.
Nah, you would have liked it.
This movie sucks. It's a half star also.
I give it a 1.
Yeah, this movie is really
1 for the Predator dogs. You got to see that shit.
Yeah, okay. And Mahershala being fat. You kind of got to.
You got to see this shit, players.
So we want to do our top 5 scenes of the year?
Absolutely.
Dude, what a fucking banging year, dude. I have so many that like I couldn't even put on my list. Because I made a 10 because I'm like, man, there's just too many.
Some stuff that sticks with you, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to start us off with your number 5?
Number 5, I'm going to go with the bear from Annihilation. When that bear shows up, dude.
That fucking weird, shitty CG bear?
It's not shitty. It's scary.
Yeah, that movie's fucking amazing.
When that bear shows up, player.
I forgot all about the weird bear, yeah.
Now, that is something I'm not going to forget anytime soon.
Speaking of things we're not going to forget anytime soon, my number 5 is a little scene from a movie called Roma.
Yeah.
This is a good movie, but my favorite thing about that is that there's a scene where a guy is wielding a katana, stark naked.
Yeah, with his dong
and
out.
his dick. He's got his dick out, and he's waving it around like a helicopter, and that is so fucking hilarious to me. Dick helicopter hits number 5.
Wow, what a pick.
What a pick.
My number 4 is going to be from a little movie called Overlord. This is going to be the head grenade.
Oh, yeah.
The head grenade player.
I all but forgot about that movie completely.
Nah, I love that movie quite a bit.
Yeah,
It's a great fucking
it,
movie.
Yeah.
But there's a point where he puts a loaded grenade into a man's mouth, and then it shows his head exploding from a grenade, and that's pretty fucked up.
Oh man, if we're talking about fucked up shit that happened to people's heads, hit up my number 4 because it's the head removal scene from Hereditary.
Yeah, you won't stop thinking about that one.
Where she's poking her head out the car window and she slams into a stop sign and her head comes flying off, dude. That is whack. And then the ants.
Absolutely. There had to be an ant wrangler. Those ants are making union pay. My number 3 is from a little movie called Burning. I know you haven't seen this yet. South Korean movie. There's a point where they get high, and then the chick just dances topless to Miles Davis for 5 straight minutes. Yes. And it's one of the best things I've ever seen, because why are you doing that?
That's amazing.
Outside.
So here's the thing, is that for my number 3, I don't want to say that there's 2 entries on my list that have to do with penises, but absolutely there are 2 entries.
You got some dongers on the brain, Chad?
Yeah, I got dick on the brain, phallus on the brain, baby. My number 3 is from a little movie called Sorry to Bother You, and that is the promise of a giant horse cock.
Well, here's the thing. My number 2 is going to be the Sorry to Bother You horse cock.
Yeah.
So.
Army Hammer promising a horse cock plus an actual Sorry to Bother You horse cock.
When the horse falls out of that bathroom stall and its dick flops out, it's the most shocking thing I've seen in quite some time.
I can't believe there's people who don't like this movie.
That's insane to me. You don't like biting satire from a socialism stance, then you're dumb.
Hey, here's the thing: if you don't like this movie, guess what? Didn't get it. That's the only thing I can come, the only conclusion I can come to.
Yeah.
My number 2. Oh man, apparently I really love when people die, because this is also a scene of death and horror, and that is the death of Mandy. Number 2, the death of Mandy, burning her alive in front of
pretty fucked up. Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Barbed wire Nick Cage,
pretty
chained
fucked up.
down.
Pretty fucked up.
Yeah, awesome.
Don't
though.
like.
Yeah, no, do like though.
No, I don't like that.
Absolutely, I do like it. What's your number 1?
My number 1. This is a scene that just sticks with me because I can't believe they fucking showed it. Charlie's head from Hereditary.
Charlie's head from Hereditary.
I can't fucking believe they showed
the
it.
Union
dude.
ants.
With the Union ants getting their fucking dues, getting their screeners.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So my number 1 had to be, and I think I already spoiled what my number 1 was going to be on a previous podcast, the Scorpion Bowl scene from Blind Spotting.
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Fuck,
that's
man.
Great stuff.
There's so many good. I actually have a few honorable mentions on, because I said, I did 10, but like the Oscar
ahead, let 'em know.
Oscar Isaac Clone Man scene from my Annihilation, like that last, like that Kubi minute.
Pretty good,
that
dude.
Kubi 20 minutes at the end of the movie. The graduation speech from Won't You Be My Neighbor, also fucking incredible.
Okay, yep, that counts.
The Kingpin fight from Enter the Spider-Verse, really, really cool.
It's cool that all they had to do to make Kingpin a good villain is make him square.
Make him really, really weird and large. Another one that I had here on my list initially was the Jack Black Day from The Insufferable Gru. God damn, that's fun.
That's a great scene.
And then, of course, the beach scene from The Meg, like the final climax.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely fucking amazing. Those are my honorable mentions. There are some great scenes this year, but Scorpion Bowl's got to be the one. But I do agree, Charlie's head from Hereditary,
Shocking,
man. It's
dude.
fucking
sticks with you.
It's crazy. It's crazy it happens. I remember everybody in the theater, because I was in a packed theater for this movie.
There's like 2 other people in mine. But I was fucked up. Dude.
Yeah, it's like Saturday night.
I was
when
looking
went to
around.
it.
I was looking for validation, and nobody was looking at me.
Everybody was shocked in the showing that I went to.
For my other ones, I would say the end of the house that Jack built, pretty fucking shocking.
Where he falls into hell.
Yeah, and then from Shoplifters when they bury the grandma.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, there's some great scenes. There's even some stuff I didn't even remember, like the grandma burial, which is great, obviously.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy scene. Oh, and then another one from First Reformed when he goes into space.
Oh yeah, right.
That's
I fucking forgot
that's
about
a scene right there.
Yeah, goddamn. You know what? Can I amend my list? I kind of want to put that on there now.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Okay, I'm not. I don't know where, but it's on there.
And then I had one more. It was from that movie Apostle when they show that tree monster.
That movie's awesome.
What the fuck?
Yo, why did nobody else talk about that movie but you and I?
That's weird. That's a weird one, right?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Fucking our boy Gareth.
Yeah, was that Gareth Evans? One of the Gareths.
Yeah, Gareth Evans.
Yeah, God, I love Gareth Evans. Make more Raid movies, but also make more of whatever the fuck that was.
I want him to do whatever his heart is content on.
Yeah, because whatever the fuck that was, I'm into it.
Because everything he makes, I'm their first night player.
Hale County, this evening. Is that what it's called?
That's right. Full title.
Hale County, this evening. This is a documentary that has been nominated for Best Documentary at the Academy Awards.
A documentary that's, well, might I remind you, voted over Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Yeah.
3 Identical Strangers.
Yeah, and 3 Identical Strangers. In Hale County this evening, God Okay. So here's the dealio: is that this movie is about like something, but like more importantly, it rides on these themes of like the evolution between slavery and civilization, which is like, man, what a great topic! What a great topic to make a documentary on. Yeah. You're right. It's a little broad, but it is a great topic to create a basis on. And then they just didn't do anything with any of it, because this movie's not fucking about anything.
The problem with this is I feel like I could teach a fucking college film school course on this. Just because you're pointing the camera at something doesn't mean I'm interested in it.
Yeah, and that's like a whole lot of this movie.
That's a whole lot of these types of movies, too.
Yeah, and I'm like, man, this makes Tree of Life seem pretty coherent. To be honest, this movie is an incoherent fucking mess.
Because the problem with, like, if this was like a scripted movie, like Tree of Life is kind of like there's a beginning and an end to Tree of Life, and then he just filmed for 45 minutes at a time. This movie is just a guy that had a camera and was following around some people. And it's so voyeuristic that it's just so disconnected. It's the opposite.
It's aimless.
It's the opposite of Minding the Gap, which tackles fairly similar ideas.
Yeah, but there's like they try very hard to make sure that there's a connecting narrative in that movie, and this movie,
and that's also a personal movie. Whereas this, I don't even know who filmed this.
No, yeah.
It says that he's like, I don't even know if it's a male or female. I have no context to what this movie is or why they made it or what their intention is,
what they're trying to say. And like, look, clearly this person has something to say and they have no idea how to say it. And here's what I think happened. Okay. This is genuinely what I believe happened.
Yeah.
I believe that, somebody wanted to make a documentary about this gentleman, this guy, Daniel, that this movie follows kind of. And him going to like college and going to basketball and like his parents back home at the catfish
like a Hoop
factory.
Dreams type thing.
Yeah. Like a Hoop Dreams type movie. And they filmed him for like 2 or 3 years and just absolutely had nothing interesting happened.
It's like when we watched Satan and Adam, and and the director did the Q&A after. He's like, I almost didn't have nothing here. Like,
yeah, I almost had to throw the whole movie out because nothing was happening. But that guy, that's a little different because that guy just kept going. He's like, no, I believe in this. I know something's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like a 15-year thing. This isn't that long of a time span.
Yeah,
it's long enough.
Yeah, it's like 2 years. Like I feel like what happened is he was filming this guy Daniel, and then he was like, fuck it, I got nothing. But like, I already spent all this money, and the studio's gonna be mad if I waste all the money. So I got to do something. And then the studio's like, perfect, it's nominated for best documentary.
And I'm flabbergasted how that happened.
I have no idea.
This?
I want to make something very, very clear. Because I know we've said it a lot about a lot of different movies that this movie's about nothing. This movie's literally about fucking nothing. I want to talk about a specific shot that I think perfectly illustrates this movie. There's a shot where he's talking, where the camera person is listening to the mom talk about working at the catfish factory. Okay, that would be interesting if she had literally anything interesting to say about the catfish factory. She doesn't. She's rambling on about the catfish factory. The fucking cameraman literally gets distracted, gets bored.
Yeah, by a piece of thing that's flying around.
Yeah, the fucking leaves flying in the wind. Like he's literally, the movie's so ADD that it gets bored of itself. And that's so crazy. There's also a 4-minute scene of a little girl running back and forth in the living room. Just doing nothing. Just not doing anything. I thought I was watching the wrong movie, to be honest.
I did too, because I couldn't believe that this is something that would be nominated.
Over Won't You Be My Neighbor?
Well, that aside, this shouldn't be nominated for anything over anything.
Well, and like it does trick you. And I like, look, I've read the reviews on Letterboxd because here's the two type of people who like this movie. Okay, people who are tricked by the cinematography because some of it's pretty good. There's some decent looking shots, like the fire over the tree. That's okay.
It's slice of life, but it's just so much slice
and no life.
Almost no life. It has zero life to it. It's lifeless. It's off-putting. It's so disconnected. And I understand it's on purpose that the camera plays the observer. I understand that it's all on purpose. This is a film class 101.
But it's not observing anything. That's the problem. It's not observing anything.
I don't know about that.
You don't think it's not observing? Like this movie, Jim, to me is absolutely.
I think
nothing.
it's observing. I don't think it's interesting. And I said that at
Okay.
the very beginning of the review. I understand that the camera plays the observer, but I don't want to observe it.
Yeah, you're not showing me. You're not observing anything. Okay, that's a good point. You're not observing. You're observing, but you're not observing anything of value.
Yeah.
And I get that.
I really hate this movie.
Yeah,
I think it's a waste of fucking time, and it's only 76 minutes.
It's 76 minutes, and dude, it felt like a nightmare, dude. It felt like,
Dude, when they just had the camera in the locker room for 15 straight minutes, I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
and like, here's the thing:
It's not profound. It's fucking stupid.
I think that scene would be interesting if we could understand a single fucking word that was being said by the people in the locker room, but it's so echoey. So like, hey, the audio didn't work in that scene. Don't put it in the movie for 15 fucking minutes. And then there's like just a shot of like one of those wacky waving inflatable tube arm men or whatever, and then just like a shot of two dudes fighting in a parking lot, and I'm like, what am I looking at here?
Hey, Hale County, I don't like your voyeurism. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, this movie, it's technically proficient and completely fucking terrible. Like like it's been a bad week. Like this has been one of the worst
Easy
weeks.
half star.
Yeah, this is a really easy half star. And then they show a live baby birth, and that's a lot of fun. So
Yeah, you did like that.
yeah, this is the one of the easiest half stars we've ever given out. And that's I want to make something very clear. That's 3 half stars in a row for me. Thank fuck we're talking about At Eternity's Gate next, because at least we watched something good.
Yeah.
At Eternity's Gate is the new movie starring Willem Dafoe and Oscar Isaac, who I love, by the way, and I did not know he was in this.
Dude, one of life's greatest pleasures is being able to see Oscar Isaac, one of the new greatest actors, working with one of the old generation great actors.
Yeah, Willem
side
Dafoe.
by side.
Here's the crazy thing: is that Oscar Isaac is one of the best actors in the world, and in this movie, Willem Dafoe's over here giving a fucking seminar, dude. He's he's fucking incredible. This is one of the best performances I've ever seen. Is Willem Dafoe in this movie? And the movie's
I like him in Florida Project more, but he's good.
really, I
Yeah.
think he's so good in this movie.
I like this movie, but he's so miscast.
Well,
it's
yes,
crazy.
He's miscast because Vincent Mango was 37.
He's so old, and also he doesn't even try to do an accent, which I respect, but he doesn't even try to do it.
I do. I agree. He
Vincent
doesn't
Van
try.
Gogh didn't have a fucking Minnesotan accent, or where the fuck this guy's from.
Oh man, but like, here's the thing: is that we were talking about that last week, like the difference.
But I also
between-
don't care.
Yeah.
Let me make that clear. I don't care because he's so fucking mesmerizing.
Yeah, he's so mesmerizing as this character. I've never seen Willem Dafoe play a character like this.
Yeah.
There's so much vulnerability that I've never seen Dafoe do. And you and I were talking, I think it was when we were Aquaman, where it's like, Dafoe is never the best actor in the room. In this movie, he fucking is. And Oscar Isaac's in the room, dude. Like,
That's true.
Oscar Isaac's in the room. He's one of the fucking greatest actors
I
ever.
know. You seen Speed 2 Cruise Control, though?
Is that with Dafoe? Yeah. No. Why the fuck would I watch that, dude?
I'll send you some clips later. I think you'll like that quite a bit.
Isn't that one where like Dafoe's on a boat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Speed 2 Cruise Control, because it's a cruise ship this time.
Preposterous. Fucking clearly preposterous. However, being stuck on a cruise ship for the rest of eternity sounds pretty tight. It's where I think that's where I'd like to die, to be honest.
Not for me. Can't bring alcohol on there.
Oh, really? Is that like in the movie, or is that like just how cruises work?
I'm just talking about cruise rules, player. You can sneak it on.
Oh, perfect, because that's what I'm going to do.
No, you won't.
Oh, man. I also think that this movie, because this movie is like, remember that movie Loving Vincent? This is like a good version of that.
Yeah, you know
Because
what? I think I'm all set on Vincent Van Gogh stuff, right? Like,
Yeah,
I respect the man. I like a lot of his art. I think it's pretty interesting. Don't need to see his life anymore, I don't think.
This movie's a little bit pretentious.
It's more than a little bit, dude. Those voiceovers where he's just spinning around.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's that shit I do like, though. That is that shit I absolutely love. You know what's my favorite scene in this movie is when the kids are like, or like, he's like, what are you painting? He's like, I'm painting this forest, and they're like, you're fucking ugly, and he just starts beating the shit out of kids. then, oh man, that's classic. He just starts hurting.
There's a lot of good scenes in this for sure.
Yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, what I really like about this movie is that here's the thing: is that Vincent Van Gogh's not the hero in this movie, and I think that's kind of important because what you get from this movie is that Vincent Van Gogh was clearly a fucking psychopath, and you think about it,
up, dude.
yeah, you think about it, right? Because you're like, oh, Vincent Van Gogh, that's the guy who cut off his ear and gave it to a prostitute, and then you're like, really think about the context of what you've just said, because like you've just given me a fact, but think about the context behind that, and this
one was far easier to follow than that other one that was just like quests, questing.
Here's what I can tell you: he went out in the field, he shot himself in the stomach, went back to his hotel room, bled out. But I don't know anymore, but the guy at the Fisher Dock does.
Questing.
Here's what I can tell you, says the Fisher Dock guy. He went out into a field.
Sickening.
Yeah, that Loving Vincent movie's not good. Because like that Loving Vincent movie, because this movie is about the events that Loving Vincent should have been about.
Yeah.
And that is what I like about this movie. And I think that a lot of the performances in this movie are amazing. Mads Mikkelsen just fucking
Mads just showing up. I was like, yo.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was in this movie, and then like that scene just happened, and that is an amazing scene, by the way, where he's sitting down with Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads like he's one of those other greats, and he's just out here.
Yeah, this movie's also like, unshockingly, because it was filmed completely in the south of France, unshockingly beautiful. Like this is a really stunning movie to look at. Yeah,
and they do spend a lot of time outside, so
yeah, absolutely, and it's a little dry at points, but I think that's totally fine, just given like the content of this movie.
I don't think you would want to cut out too much, though.
Yeah, I agree. Like even the silences are kind of
because this is movie. Like to be honest, this is one that I like. We've been watching a lot of these Oscar movies.
Yeah,
and this is one of the ones that really kept me engaged.
Yeah, absolutely. I was there for the trip. I'll never have to see it again.
No, absolutely not. But I'll never watch any of these Oscar movies again. So who cares?
Absolutely, I might see Green Book once or twice.
I might see Beale Street again just to get that score in me. But I don't know.
Yeah, and like some of the lines in this movie are just so well crafted. I actually wrote one down where Willem Dafoe says, "I paint with my qualities and my faults," and that is such a cool line, and it's so artful, and it's so and not like in a douchey way, in a douchey way. Maybe a little bit douchey. It's a touch douchey, but I truly think that's like an important sentiment that I think a lot of people, especially like artists, even nowadays, don't think about. You know, is that you paint with your qualities and your faults, or you do whatever it is you do with your qualities and faults. Like even if you fucking suck at it, you just keep doing it.
Like this podcast, it sucks really bad.
Yeah, like my brother, who's a really bad comedian, but he just keeps doing it. Yeah, and people keep giving him money to do it. So,
that's true.
Yeah, that
well, he's working a con though. That's a little different.
Yeah, I do think this movie personifies anxiety really well too.
Yes, absolutely.
Which again is very important, especially in nowadays, because like you don't think like there's so many like, crazy scenes where Dafoe just starts acting at 50,000%. Like the scene where Oscar Isaac is like, I think I gotta move away.
Oh, dude, that's like the best scene in the movie.
Oh my!
As far as I'm concerned,
and Willem Dafoe like just starts screaming and he's running out.
But there
into
is
the
like
graveyard.
So many good scenes. Like that's an amazing scene when he's talking to the doctor when he cuts off his ear. That's an amazing scene.
Yeah, that's a really good
Mads
scene.
Mikkelsen's amazing.
Yeah.
Just like him interacting with Oscar Isaac and when they're taking the piss. Like that's amazing scene.
Taking a piss, beating the shit out of the kids. Then there's the scene where the kids throw rocks at him. Like there's a lot of really
dude, he hurts a lot of children.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. The scene where he gets banned. Oh, the weird scene where he begs that woman for him to paint her, and she keeps lying wrong, and he's touching her, and she's like, "Get the fuck away from me." There's so much interesting shit in this movie that I really like. You know what I find interesting about this movie?
What's that?
I forget his name, but there's an actor in this movie, and he plays the villain in the movie Quantum of Solace, which is interesting because Mads Mikkelsen is also in this movie, who plays the villain in Casino Royale. Hey, where's Javier at? Gotta complete the trilogy.
Where is Javier?
Yeah, where? What is he doing? But yeah, I just thought that was kind of cool that two back-to-back Bond villains are actually both in this movie.
That's actually an interesting trivia bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be honest.
Absolutely. Yeah. I like this movie a lot. I think it's really cool. I give it 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give that one a 4 too. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I was very into it when I was watching it, and it's one that I've thought about a lot since I watched it. I will never think about Hale County for another nanosecond of my life.
Vincent Van Gogh. I'm all set though.
Yeah, that's
all
true.
set. I'm all
That's true.
set.
We saw this. We saw Love and Vincent. I don't got to see anymore.
I might watch that Michael Douglas one though, because maybe I'm not all set.
Yeah, maybe you're
I
not.
just realized maybe I'm not all set.
Yeah. God damn. Hey, podcast bot 8,000. Hello, Buck.
Hey,
Would you like me to tell you what films you're talking about next week on the final Freeway?
oh, I thought you were gonna say the final episode. And I was gonna be like, thank fuck.
No, you are
Curse
trapped.
to this forever.
You're trapped in this.
We have
room,
this
shackled.
literal professional setup now. I was looking at a picture from a radio station, one of the bigger radio stations in this city. They have these mics and this fucking mixer.
Yeah, because this is
This is a professional show. I can't believe people keep saying we're not professional.
Yeah, we're fucking professionals, people. Now, let me look at the camera, you guys. We're fucking professionals. We do this pretty to the nines. All right.
What other podcast is doing this besides Joe Rogan? Full video?
Yeah, full 1080.
Full 1080 that's better than Rogan. His are like 720.
Susquehanna weed. Podcast bot 8,000. Could you please just tell us what the fuck we're watching on Final Freeway? Which, by the way, thank God.
Final Freeway.
Fucking Christ, this has
I'm
been.
still gonna make you watch Mary Queen of Scots, but that'll be off Freeway.
Yeah. Once we get off Freeway, we can start watching.
I'm gonna make you watch Free Solo too, because I need to hear your take on that movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I love it. Who knows? Chadley, shut the fuck up, Buck. I went on your Amazon account and I ordered a pistol to your house.
Hell yeah.
I intend to use it to kneecap you
I'd love that.
on the next episode 217 of the Movie
Wow, we're
Epidemic
getting up there.
podcast. Will be airing the morning of the Academy Awards.
That's true. Yeah.
You will be watching Of Fathers and Sons and Glenn Close's The Wife.
God damn, that sounds like a bad week.
You'll
All right.
you'll also be watching the Lego Movie 2, the second part, even though you've already watched it, both of you, but you just haven't talked about it yet. And you will be watching Shane Black's The Predator.
Ooh, this is really an episode that lets us shed many things.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Freeway to the Oscar, the Predator retrospective.
We don't have to talk about Lego Movie 2 on next Stronky Dog.
That's gone for the animation shit.
Yeah.
Wow. We're really shedding our skin. We promise the episodes will get good again.
Yeah, we're gonna waltz into freedom. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, we're gonna go watch fucking what are those movies you people download? Captain Marvel. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get really mad about that probably.
Yeah, probably.
And that'll get a
really
lot of
gonna hate it.
downloads.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait for you guys to download us trashing your favorite movie. Oh man. You can follow us on the Instagram at Movie Epidemic. You can follow us on Twitter at Movie Epidemic as well. Or hit us up on Facebook, Punch Nerds Movie Epidemic.
I'm also going to say this.
Yeah.
If you listen to this show, I need you to tweet at Movie Epidemic right now, because if people don't start interacting with me, I am going to quit this show.
The crazy thing is people do listen to the show and just 0 people interact.
No one interacts.
That's a fact. That
We get a
people
lot
listen.
of likes on Instagram and Twitter, though, so people are listening. Maybe.
Interact with us. You
have to say something, or I'm going to quit this show. If no one interacts with me by the next 3 episodes, I'm quitting the show. That's a threat.
Can I still come and do like 30-minute shows of my own that are all just like really bad hot takes?
Well, I got the equipment, so
yeah, exactly.
Let's see why not.
I could just show up at your house and be like, "Sorry, I got to do an episode of Movie Epidemic where it's just me giving bad hot takes."
No, but here's the thing. We're getting pretty good downloads, but if it's not double by the end of the year, I'm quitting the show.
That's a threat. That's a threat.
That is a threat that I will fulfill. So
yeah, tell your fucking friends or else it's gonna work.
Don't tell your friends. Tell people on Twitter. Your friends aren't going to listen to this shit. Your friends won't go to the band you want to go see. Your friends don't like doing shit. Tell people on the internet. Your real friends.
Retweet us, you fucking fucks.